Oh, I forgot to add the beginning intro thing. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Skyxx148 Podcast. It's currently 10:03 at night, so that makes it the latest podcast, practically after hour podcast. As I say in the thumbnail here, which I just made briefly. So, welcome. I'm not sure if anyone's even going to tune in this late, but if you're watching it afterwise on the playlist or on my channel, thank you so much. In today's podcast, I do not necessarily got much planned, but I do plan on talking about Mean Girls the musical, the newest WandaVision episode because that got fun, and just more things like that, and maybe some stuff Biden's done. I know he signs another executive order thing that I didn't cover last time, so I might go over that a little bit. Hello, DRXD Wolf 77. Yeah, you are first. Congratulations for being up this late and joining the Skyxx148 Podcast for the very 17th episode. And I am so happy that we're 17 episodes in. Like, we're going to be hitting 20 soon. What should I do for my 20th episode milestone? Like, I got to get some big balloons that say 20 behind me or some crap like that. Anyway, so as you... I think my mom's listening to this stream right now. Anyway, so, yeah, as you may be able to see or not, no co-host today for fourth consecutive week. So just don't mind that, just me again. So bear with me. I mean, it is my name on the podcast, so that's what you should be coming here for, possibly, maybe. But yeah. I hope you enjoy this episode. It's kind of just free balling it and hoping that we got some good content. Yeah. So I'm already more relaxed and chilled than the other episodes. The other episodes, I mean, I kind of felt a little stressed and anxious and a little bit of anxiety, but I mean, I don't know why. I just talk and talk and talk, and I go out of breath, and that's how it goes. And I'm just kind of doing that now. But here we are, just gonna go relaxed. Maybe run for like a half hour because that's the plan for these single streams, to run for just half an hour, and that's it. So, what should we get into first? Actually, no, not what we should get into first. I should continue the intro because I haven't said anything. So, what's been up with my life, pretty much? From last week, have I had it for a week? No. I did get my learner's permit. I forget if it was like last week, Wednesday. I think it was. Anyway, I've just been driving more, getting some minutes in. It's been fun learning. And I've definitely improved because I used to have very jerky braking and very jerky accelerating, but I've definitely improved in that aspect. Otherwise, I've just been doing some online school, chilling out, hanging with my nephew. Hi, Aiden, if you're watching this. That's essentially it. Watching YouTube videos, playing Cyberpunk 2070 still, because in Cyberpunk I'm trying to complete it 100%. All side quests, missions, all that, because I think that'd be very fun to do, and the first game that I actually 100% complete. Yeah, I've been maining Cyberpunk recently and like Minecraft because Fortnite's fun and all, but Fortnite's just getting boring to me. I mean, they don't do much to update their content and bring people in. I mean, they recently had an update for Mandalorian Bounty Hunter mode, but 10 weeks into the season, you think they would do this when they were trying to advertise Mandalorian at the beginning of the season. So that's just still boring. Yeah, I got to level 100, got all the tier rewards, and it's not exciting to me. And I don't want to play Fortnite. That's why I've just been playing Cyberpunk 2077 and Minecraft. But I got 5 games from this discount store near us named Wow Bargains for just $1 each. Mass Effect and Dishonored 2 and 3 other games. Hoping to hop on those and possibly get some more hours of game time in. So that should be definitely fun. Maybe I'll do a little game review on one of those. But I'm still very focused on Cyberpunk. I played Minecraft as well, and yes, Fortnite somehow changed. Fortnite's just not the same, not at all. Yeah, so that's been what's new with my life. But now we're here, in this podcast talking about Mean Girls and all this stuff. Yeah, I really am not scripted whatsoever. Usually, I have an agenda of things I want to talk about, go over, but I'm just freeballing it here. Yeah, so if you haven't, subscribe, because I would love to grow this channel and get a bigger viewer and bigger audience, and I would just love that. I mean, that was one of my dreams as a little kid. I mean, not so much anymore, but it would be amazing if I can reach that. Like, imagine if I had 100K plaque on my wall, or at least 1 million, or at least anything. Even if I got like a custom reward made that's for 100 subscribers, that would still mean the world. Having that on my wall, even though I don't know. Mom, turn my stream down. I can hear you. Yeah. So I already went over what's in my podcast. You know what? Now we're going into the what's new segment. So what's new, WandaVision? So I am going to make it a part on this podcast every week to talk about WandaVision. Oh my. So the first 2 episodes were kind of just boring, not so good. It didn't really like pull the viewer's attention in very much. But the third episode got a little interesting. I will try not to spoil it, but yeah. Episode 1 through 3, sure, but I will try not to spoil the fourth one. But well, wait. I'll try my best not to spoil it. I'll just say spoilers coming up. Anyway, so the first and second episodes were just kind of boring. Didn't really attract many people, and it didn't quite just gauge the viewer's audience. I mean, and I'm talking like not just everybody, but my sister too. My sister, I was trying to get to watch the show, and then she finally put another 15 minutes into it, and that's when she got hooked. Episode 3 was still 70s theme, so there was color, and it was about them getting their babies, and that's when the hilarity ensued when they kicked Geraldine out of her reality. And then the next episode is just, it's not so much Wanda's reality, but it's outside her reality and what's been going on for the past 3 episodes outside her reality. And that's all I'll say. There's some really interesting stuff that happened, stuff that furthers the plot. And I've been hearing some really good theories, because there was some stuff that leaked out recently about it that showed Evan Peters Quicksilver. And I'm very excited to see how that's implemented. I heard a theory about how Wanda got the body of Vision and reanimated Vision. That's why, it showed his dead body in the most recent episode. Probably shouldn't have said that, but yeah, she got his body, reanimated it, and created Vision. But her brother, Pedro, she didn't get his body. So what if she was trying to bring back her brother and instead brought Quicksilver, Pedro, back from a whole nother universe, the X-Men universe? And I think that's what's going to happen, because Scarlet Witch, Wanda, she is very powerful. People do underestimate her in the MCU. Like, she's probably one of the most powerful next to Vision, and Vision's dead, so Scarlet Witch is going to release a whole bunch of things, and I think this is going to lead into the Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange movie. First of all, Doctor Strange is my favorite Marvel superhero, or Marvel whoever so far, so excited to see another movie from him. But Multiverse of Madness, along with the Spider-Man movie, with like the other Spider-Mans, Garfield and Tobey Maguire, and things like the X-Men I think the X-Men Wolverine. Who else? I'm trying to oh, yeah, and Chris Evans was gonna sign a new deal. Chris Evans will go sign a new deal, and he might sign a deal to 3 more Marvel movies, shows, whatever, and he's gonna play Hydra, Captain America. So it would be interesting to see Chris Evans play a completely different Cap, but still the same Cap and same character. That's all right. Still wrapping it up. But do I follow the DC stuff? Movie stuff. I was a fan of the movies, but I think the direction that they've been leading the recent movies into just sucks. The new the Wonder Woman movie wasn't so good. I know Pedro Pascal was good in it, but it just wasn't a good movie overall. And I didn't like the Justice Leagues. The Justice Leagues were over CGI'd. The acting wasn't the best. They really tried pushing this group focus. Yeah, Wonder Woman was a dud. They just tried pushing this team element way before they really should have. I think what really made the MCU is that there were a whole bunch of phases, a whole bunch of movies, a whole bunch of character plot build up and everything of that nature to all come together to this big bad villain Thanos and the team uniting, getting more people. And then when they got together and formed the Avengers, like it felt like a meaningful thing, and it felt like it was a good idea, and it was a good execution. But I feel like DC is lacking the same kind of build up to the Justice League. I mean, sure there was a couple movies, but I think every single Justice League member should have gotten a backstory movie, or they should have gotten their own movie, a couple movies before they even thought about touching the Justice League. Batman should have got his own maybe trilogy. Wonder Woman should at least gotten her 2 movies. Flash 1, Cyborg 1. Superman, I do not like his inclusion in Justice League. Maybe give him more movies and more story. Maybe a TV show. Give them all maybe a TV show. Even bring more characters into the DC, like Green Lantern, and maybe a Green Lantern reboot fighting Sinestro or something of that nature. But yeah, I think they jumped the ball. They jumped the ball. Oh yeah, Joker was good. It was really good. Yeah, I know what you mean. Joker the movie. That was really good, but I don't think that's in the same universe as the Justice League and like those heroes. I think the Joker and then the new Batman movie with what's his name? Edward from the one vampire movie. I forget his name, but that Batman movie and the Joker movie, I think they're separate. So I think they're going to portray their own good story, or if they are connected, at least have a better story. Of course, the MCU is awesome. I wonder who the new Avengers are. Of course, you can look into comics, but I think some of the members that we already know of is going to be Falcon, Captain America, Falcon. Yeah, Robert Pattinson, Captain America, Falcon. I think Wanda's children, Wiccan and Speed, are going to be in the new Avengers. Maybe Miss Kamala Khan. I think some of the new movies coming out, like Shang-Chi, some other like series will be part of the new Avengers. But I think it's going to be a while until we see them come together in some sort. One thing that always intrigued me was the Godzilla movies. And I know the new Godzilla vs. Kong movie is coming out, which, you know what, we'll talk about a little bit in the future here of this podcast. But I want to see Galactus in some movie or some big bad guy. I wish we could see Galactus, because now I'm going back to Fortnite, but one thing Fortnite really got good is like Galactus, how big he was, the hype, the build up to Galactus, this big person that has the power to eat worlds, destroy worlds, and that was terrifying in concept. In the MCU, which already has great stories, great CGI, they can make things happen. And I think they could successfully execute a Galactus and make and like spark genuine fear in the viewer. I think they could pull that off, and I really want to see that because Galactus was my big favorite enemy. Going back to the old Lego games when Galactus was fighting on the helicarrier, like I want to see Galactus, uh, definitely. So yeah, next thing, Godzilla versus Kong. Now I don't have much hype of the movie, but I guess what I could say is I hope that it's like they could add him. Who knows? Maybe we get our own Disney Plus series. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. Anyway, in terms of Godzilla versus Kong, uh, yeah. I mean, I thought the other movies were solid when it was like monster moments, but I absolutely hate the sub stories of the humans. I want to fall to sleep when I don't see any monsters on screen. It like oh my god, whenever there's just humans or exposition about the monsters, it's boring. I want to see them fight. I want to see these big creatures because that's what sparks fear in me. That as a concept, I like something that's abnormally bigger than what it should be. And I hope Godzilla vs. Kong brings that kind of element to us. More Godzilla versus Kong moments. I want to see them duke it out. Of course, it's not going to be for 2.5 hours like a normal movie runtime, but I want to see him. I want to see him a lot because that's what's really gonna draw me in. But it's not just Godzilla versus Kong. Oh, before I go into that, who's gonna win the fight? You ask. Neither of them. I think they're gonna pull a Batman versus Superman. Two enemies are gonna team up to defeat one big bad guy. And who is that big bad guy? You ask. Mechagodzilla. In the recent first trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong, there's two specific scenes where you see a Mechagodzilla reference. There's this one of this guy talking, and behind him is like a Mechagodzilla construction layout on a screen, and another part where you see a giant thing about to step on people that are running away. But the thing is glowing red, and Kong doesn't glow. Kong doesn't glow, and Godzilla glows blue. So who would glow red? Mechagodzilla. That's who. So I think they're gonna just come together, defeat Mechagodzilla, and then they're gonna go part their separate ways. And then post credits, they're gonna tease some other big bad monster. Although I think there could be a sub story. I think there was some sort of big head, some sort of big dragon head in the trailer as well. I think they're gonna do something with that, create something of that nature. I mean, I don't doubt it. It's definitely a possibility. I keep looking over at my agenda here, and I don't see anything to do or to say about my 3 people watching this stream and chatting with me. I'll give you a minute. Put something in the comments for me to talk about or you're curious to know about. And while I'm waiting for a couple minutes here, I'm just gonna go on my Instagram or something like that. Shameless plug. Follow me on Instagram and follow me on Twitter. I do have them linked in my description below. Doesn't matter. If you would like to, you can. No rush. Andrew Garthfield. Yeah, in my chat, I was teasing somebody about, or in my group chat, I was teasing someone about Tobey Maguire, and I was spelling his name wrong intentionally. So, no, yeah. Currently 10:22 where I'm at. Ooh, hello. Hello, Mr. Palm. Or hello, Steve. Six Flags Dad. Yeah, DC is too dark, but in these dark days, maybe we should rewatch it and see if it seems better. That is very true. I have to agree with that. But for God, on God's earth, I don't want to buy or not Hulu. Is it Hulu? I don't want to buy HBO Max. Maybe if I had a free trial, sure, but I am not buying whatever streaming service that the DC movies are on. Maybe I'll just catch it on my TV with ads and heavily censorship. Um, I although I don't like the idea and the concept of that. Oh, speaking of censorship, it's just getting worse, okay? People at Facebook, the liberals, the Democrats, they're all just censoring stuff way more and pushing towards stuff that we don't want. And I don't like Biden. I don't like Biden as a president. Like I said, I was going to talk about some sort of order he signed and exactly what's behind it. There was some sort of order. Apparently, he's protecting trans people in the Navy. Now, I'll tell you, the thing that Trump put in place before that Biden undid, Trump said, you know what, you need to be fully transitioned before you can come into the Navy. You know what? I probably will, but I don't know. They can't demonetize me because I'm not monetized. Ban me for a couple days, but for what? For speaking my word? All they're gonna do is hide me from the YouTube algorithm. Maybe. So anyway, yeah. So what Trump did was made it so people that identify as trans, um, uh, they had to be fully transitioned before they can enter, which is good. It's protecting you because they could be going to a place that um they could be going to a place that doesn't protect them and doesn't have health care and doesn't have the things that they need for their hormone treatments, and who knows, maybe they won't even serve them. Thank you, and I hope to see you back at Six Flags or something soon. Hopefully Six Flags opens back up because that place is amazing. Yeah, so Biden pretty much undid what Trump did, meaning making it unsafer for trans people and LGBTQ to go join the Army, Navy. Made it unsafer because it makes it so they don't have to be fully transitioned and they can go over there. But if they don't get their hormones and they don't get their treatments and they don't have their health care, that could cause some serious issues for them. And that's what Biden did. He's making it unsafe for people that he's protecting. It's crazy, Like, I don't know. There's not much to say, not much to add on that, but yeah. What else to go in here? We've been running for 23 minutes. If anyone who's watching wants to put anything more in the chat for me to talk about, I will be glad to, but let's jump into the main topic segment, so forth, that I do have some stuff written here about, which is Mean Girls the musical. So pretty much, what is Mean Girls the musical, you ask? Well, it's a Broadway adaptation of the I forget what year it is, the film Mean Girls, and that's literally about it. How did I first hear this? Well, I just saw it in my YouTube recommendations and I decided to watch it. There's no official pro shot or bootleg or anything like that out. I just watched a bootleg. A really good bootleg at that. There's some really good Mean Girls bootlegs out there. Yeah, I recommend going to watch the show if you would like. I mean, it's not the best. The musical was kind of subpar. The acting was subpar, but it's a decent Broadway show. So what cast did I watch? Specifically, I watched the main cast, featuring Gray Henson, Barrett Wilbert Weed, Taylor Louderman. I can't remember who plays Katie, or Caddy. Yeah, so the plot of the show is essentially Katie Heron comes to North Shore High as a new student and tries to make a life, and she gets adopted into the Plastics, and she joins them and joins their evil schemes, and hilarity ensues, and fights and problems and issues, and then they all make up at prom and have a giant dance number because that's exactly how teenage social hierarchy works, you know? Um, my favorite song of the show. I don't really have one. I don't really have a straight up favorite song, but my absolute favorite that I liked, I would have to say it was Apex Predator because I really like the beat and I really like how the music just plays. The beat, like everything about it is just so good. And when they're not singing and you hear just the instrumental, the backing track, and the orchestra popping off, it sounds amazing. Like I wonder how that would sound in person. Um, um, favorite scene. Oh boy, my favorite scene. I don't know. I'm not sure about this one. Maybe just when Caddy meets the plastics. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite scene because, like I said, everything was subpar and not the best. Yeah. Favorite character? I really liked Gray. Wait, not Gray. What was his name? I can't remember anything from this musical, if you can tell. Damien. He's one of the leads, the lead gay characters. Since you were talking about trans, etc., with Biden, catch Kinky Boots the musical. I like the movie better though. I think there is actually a pro shot free on YouTube of that, so maybe I will talk about that or watch that. You know, if it's free, why not? You know. So yeah, I'll talk. I'll check that out. Favorite character was Damien. He's the lead gay character, and he just was funny. Um, overrated character. Overrated character was definitely Regina. I didn't think really Regina lived up to the hype. Underrated character? I don't know. Probably Gretchen. I mean, her vocal parts were good. I don't think her plot and her story arc was fully explained and fully went in depth with anything. Of course, she's not the main character, so they're not going to do that. But yeah, maybe Gretchen's the most underrated. Were the songs good? Yeah. So one thing that I talked about to people when I first watched this is the music's not that good. For being honest, like there, I mean, there's like one or two songs that stick out, but the other ones are just run of the mill Broadway. And well, I mean, not necessarily Broadway quality. I mean, there's Broadway voices, but the writing isn't really good, and just how it was performed still isn't really that good. I think there could have been better music. Putting this up against other shows and other properties, I definitely think that it's not as good. It definitely is not as good. Um, so that's really all I have here about Mean Girls the musical. Um, yeah, I mean it's just okay. If you want to go give it a watch, just go on YouTube, search up Mean Girls slime tutorial, and there you go. You'll find it. I think Waitress from last week was actually better than this. Yeah. So what else? What else in my life? A couple things to wrap this up because we've gone almost 29 minutes now. I'm hoping to run 30 minutes, so we're gonna wrap that up here shortly. But with Biden as president, everything is getting better. There's vaccines that are better out, and I think the world's gonna get better. Hopefully, maybe things will open more and we can finally see live theater again. Because as much as I critique live theater on this channel and have my own opinion about it, I would do anything to see live theater again, even if it's a Broadway production, if it's a Chicago production, or if it's just a Six Flags production of a show. I want to see some live theater again because it's just enjoyable. Just sitting in the theater, watching something live dancers, live singers. There's a thrill of that, and I just want that back. It's been over a year now. Over near a year now since we've had that. I just want it back, and I'm specifically missing musical theater this month because it's February, and I went to Beetlejuice in New York last year in February, and it really sucks that it's been almost a full year, and Broadway's been closed, and it's like, damn, it felt like that was yesterday. I had such a good time, and I really hope I had such a good time with that show and that trip, and I just want to do it again. And I'm just sad. Yeah. Stay safe on the roads. Look on the bright side. Hoping this summer will bring something closer to normalish anyway. Yes, and live entertainment. Yeah. Thank you. I will stay safe on the roads. Not sure when I'm driving next, but probably soon. Driver as that teacher wants us to get at least 5 hours in this week, which is not happening for me, but I'm still logging the hours and I'll get there eventually. I got 8 months here. Yeah. Hopefully it'll be normalish. I was talking with my economics teachers and my world history teachers. Politically and everything like that, they think that we're going to be wearing masks way past COVID just for diseases and problems. And I think it's just fear mongering and control, but we're probably just going to be wearing masks. So, there's not much to say. As long as I can get back to seeing live theater, and as long as I can get back to doing my normal life, I will gladly wear a mask and I will gladly take a vaccine in that case. Yeah, I really don't want to take the vaccine because I just don't. I think it's a problem. But if I have to, in order to get back to my normal life, do the things I love, and see the things I love, then I'll do that. I'll do what it takes. And I think that's what we have to wrap up this podcast here. Thank you everyone for watching. Mr. Poem, Six Flags Dad, DRXD Wolf 77, Space General, and my mom Christina, and my nephew Aiden. Everyone who tuned in to the stream tonight, thank you so much for tuning in. Everyone who's going to be watching this in the future, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have not followed me on my socials, my Instagram and Twitter are on the bottom. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, subscribe because, like I said, I would love to gain an audience and have an actual plaque back there, 100K, 100, a million, whatever it is. It would just be a dream and it would be amazing. So yeah, tune in next week. I'm not quite sure what next week's podcast will be, but we will see. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. Bye.